Hey guys, so this video is I guess you could say like a little impromptu, but yeah, I really just wanted to talk about this with somebody, so I guess I'll talk about it with you guys. Recently I just finished rewatching The Parkers. Um and I don't know, that ending is terrible. Every time I watch it, it's terrible. So yeah, I just kind of want to talk about it today and talk about like why I dislike the ending so much. But I feel like if you've ever seen The Parkers, then you know why the ending is so bad. So for the three people who don't know, The Parkers is kind of like a spinoff of another show, Moesha. The Parkers follows the best friend of the main character of Moesha. While I feel like Moesha was a little bit more of a serious type sitcom, it had more like plot lines, storylines, like consecutive, like running things. I feel like The Parkers was definitely more of just like a regular sitcom, more chops, more jokes. They played up the laughs a lot. And yeah. So one of the things that I didn't like about The Parkers, which was the entire way through, was Kim's portrayal. Kim is kind of like the main character. It's really split between Kim and NIKKI, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't like Kim's portrayal, especially compared to how she was in Moesha. I feel like they dumbed her down like a crazy amount, especially from like season 3 onward. They just really, really dumbed her down, and I feel like they really could have done more with her. I feel like they even dropped some of the storylines that she had, like that one time that she was dating that guy and he like died in an oil rig or something like that. I feel like that would have been really, cool to explore, or not even cool, but like it would have been something nice to to see transpire, if that makes sense. But like I said, they just dropped it. And yeah, I don't know, they like really infantilized her, Kim's character, and I feel like it would have made more sense if she was a child, but at the same time it wouldn't have made sense because she's supposed to be in community college. So I don't know, I don't really get that. But yeah, like I said, it doesn't really matter because today I'm talking about the ending of The Parkers, and more specifically the ending of NIKKI's character. And NIKKI is my favorite character, so I feel like that's another reason why it hits so close to home, because I don't know, I just like NIKKI, like that's my girl. So yeah, for the people who don't know, one of the main plot lines or like running gags in The Parkers is NIKKI's obsession with one of the professors from the community college that they all go to, and his name is Stanley Ogilvy. And yeah, it's just kind of like one of those tropes where I also don't like, because I feel like even in The Parkers is a black show, but I feel like even in non-black shows they always have like the crazy black woman type, like chasing after the man, or like always being like man crazy. This isn't as bad because it only centers around one guy, but I still feel like it's like I don't like it. But yeah, it's basically kind of like an unrequited love thing. But the Parker is really, I mean, Professor Ovi is really just like an a-hole to NIKKI the entire time. Like there's literally an episode where she donates, they have the same blood type, and like she donates her blood to him so he can live, basically. But yeah, I don't know, NIKKI did come on super duper strong, but I feel like some of the jokes that he made, or like some of the ways that it was set up for him to just do it, was really odd. And I feel like he was really ungrateful for some of the things that NIKKI did, like donating the blood and stuff. Yeah, there was like a storyline in, it was either like the end of season 1 or like season 2, and like NIKKI was getting married, and the professor thought that he was actually like in love with NIKKI this entire time because he was talking to his therapist about it. But then so yeah, the professor's like singing to NIKKI and trying to get NIKKI back, and NIKKI's not even like paying him any attention anymore, until it's revealed that the therapist was actually like a fraud the entire time, and everything just reverts back. And I really hate these tropes, like the fake therapist trope or whatever, because I feel like, I don't know, I mean, I feel like it can be interesting, like somebody getting in your head and make you feel something, but at the same time, like most of the times they're just validating the feelings that already exist, or bringing out the feelings that already exist. So I don't know, I didn't really get how he could just do that 180 flip. Like I don't know. That was, just really weird. But yeah, so fast forward to season 5, Nikki like has finally found somebody, and like they both have that thing where they've had an obsession over somebody. So I feel like that was like really, cool for them to connect on that and then actually like each other and not obsess over each other, like actually know, you know. So yeah, his name's Johnny, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would have been an amazing ending because the original, or not the original ending, but like the setup for the ending is Johnny basically proposing to Nikki, wants to move to New York and all this stuff. So yeah, like they're about to get married, and then the professor shows up to Nikki's house. Nikki's best friend is there and locks the professor in the closet, so she can continue to get married, which I liked. And then, but I mean, obviously it doesn't go that way. The professor like breaks out of the closet, goes to the reception, uses the ring that Johnny was going to give Nikki to marry Nikki, and basically he was just like, I'm sorry, I'm in love with you. And that's how the Parkers ends. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody else's ending in the show was, I'm not gonna say it was like good or bad. I feel like it was just very like, stereotypical, but I'd rather have like the stereotypical ending happen than the ending that happened to Nikki, because again, like I said, I just don't really like that. Okay, so I feel like, yeah, again, like I said, that's not a good ending at all. And yeah, I'm not saying that sitcoms like have to be educational by any means, because I mean, at the end of the day, they're sitcoms, they're there for you to laugh. But at the same time, I feel like things can push off a message either knowingly or unknowingly, and I feel like them pushing off the message that eventually you will get somebody if they wear you down, or like, even if you belittle yourself for somebody, like, I feel like it pushed off that type of message, and I just did not really like that. That was like my main gripe with it. I feel like Nikki went through too much with him for him to be ungrateful. Like, I don't know. No disrespect to the professor's actor or whatever, because I mean, obviously he did a really good job. But I don't know, the professor was like a punk the entire time. Like, I did not like how he treated Nikki at all. Like, he would make fat jokes and just I don't know. It was certain stuff like that. Like, he would go too far. Like, I get somebody coming on strong to you, and I'm not saying by any means that like some of the stuff that Nikki did, I wouldn't have been like, taken aback by if I didn't, have feelings for her. But I don't know. Like, I really don't know what that ending was trying to say. Like, did he secretly have feelings for the entire time, or did she just wear him down and he kind of like this Stockholm syndrome type thing going on with him, where he thinks he's in love with her? I just don't really know. But yeah, like I said, I feel like it does not push a good message at all. I don't know. The Parkers is a really good. I'm not gonna say good, but it's like, again, like I said, it's very close to me. I really like the Parkers, so I'm not just gonna sit here and say like, I don't like the Parkers at all. I think it's really, really funny at some points, and again, like I said, I love Nikki's character, and sometimes I like Kim's character as well, but it would just be like little things like this that would really take me out, of the Parkers. Like, sometimes I sit back and think of how I think about how like they just like made Kim so stupid in the show, or how Nikki is just like constantly chasing after this man just for him to do something or say something crazy to her. And it would just be like little things like this that really, I don't know, it just really take me out. But I also kind of feel like they dumbed everybody down, because another character from Moesha came over, Andelle, rest in peace, by the way. I love her, and I love her in the show as well. But they kind of make her like man crazy in the Parkers, or they like show it more. Like, they make her a little bit more ditzy, I guess, like just a tiny bit, as compared to how she was in Moesha, where she was like a little bit more, wise. And of course, like, she did always have a man by her in Moesha as well. That's not what I'm saying. But they put it more on the forefront for sure. And I feel like, I don't know, I get it, because, Moesha, they were all like high schoolers at the time, as opposed to everybody in the Parkers being in community college or, you know, above. Like, Nikki's her best friend. So, like, I get, you know, you being a little more lax with your best friend, but I don't know. I feel like some of the character choices that they made in this show was very interesting, to say the least. And yeah, but I don't know. I really just wanted to hop on here and get you guys' thoughts and opinions on how you felt or feel about the Parkers, if you've seen the Parkers. And yeah, sign off in the comments. And thank you for watching.